Hi everyone! Oh, it's once again been another 8 years since I've last done a video, so I'm back. Hello! So I thought I'd start off with this black and gold set I did the other day. So I filed off her previous set down to a thin base, prepped all the nails, and then I'm just popping on a thin clear base on all the nails. I've just popped that one to the side so you get an idea of how thin it is. Then coming in with, I want to say the glitter is Shooting Star. I will check, I'll put it all in the description below. So I've used a small bead of clear acrylic to pick that up and then pop it on the nail. Oh, that's Daisy doing her ear flop round in the background. Hi baby! And I'm using the tip of my brush just to nudge and smooth out that glitter. It's quite a chunky glitter, it's got lots of different shapes, different stars and stuff. So do take your time when using like a big chunky glitter because you want to make sure that it's all moved round moved around so that there's no like bald spots. What am I talking about? You want the glitter to fully cover the nail. Sorry, I'm just being stared at by my pastel now. I'm now coming in with Cover Pink on the second nail. So I've got a bead. I've removed the... Oh my god. What is wrong with me today? Hi. I've taken out a bit of moisture from this bead by placing the tip of my brush on my kitchen towel, and then I've placed the bead in the centre of the nail where I want the smile line to be, and then blended it back. If you hear any growling in the background, one of my other dogs has come in for a cuddle, and sometimes Max can be a bit, oh no, Max is not growling today. Daisy is allowed to sit with us too. So I'm just patting that back so it blends nicely back towards the cuticle area, and then I'm going to use my brush to really sculpt in a nice crisp smile line there, making sure I'm not dragging the Cover Pink too far down and just keeping that nice crisp wall. And you want that nice 90-degree angle from the nail so that when you file it in and put the other colour next to it, oh, Lyra's now kicking at the glass, it keeps it nice and crisp. I've also, another reason I blended back to the cuticle area is because I wanted it nice and thin near the cuticle area, because I'm just going to use my damp brush to pick up little bits of that glitter, fishing out some of the little stars, and I'm just placing that near the cuticle line in the corner of that nail, just to kind of bring the glitter across into this nail as well. And then when I'm happy with the smile line, I will cap this in clear acrylic. I do as much as I can with my brush before I file it in after it's set, obviously, because the more you do with the brush, the less filing and the less perfecting there is. Right, Lyra's now getting into colour. I've now got 3 dogs on top of me. Okay, and so yeah, so I'm capping that, and you want to make sure you cap all of that all of that glitter, and make sure you create the structure at that point with the nail. On this now, I'm just going to come in with black. So I think I want to say this is Black Magic from CJP. Is that what their black is called? Possibly. Oh, and that Cover Pink was Birthday Suit. Starting at the cuticle area, making sure I've got a nice line along that cuticle area, and then I'm going to pull this acrylic down the nail. Again, I'm going to pop this nail to the side so that you can get an idea of how thin I keep that acrylic layer, because I don't want it to get too thick. I'm going to put some glitter on this and then I need to cap it, so always making sure you're working in nice thin layers, which is easy to do when you've got really pigmented acrylic like this from CJP. As you can see, I'm keeping that nice and thin there from the side. You can still see I've got plenty of room to create the structure of the nail. But next I'm coming in with, again, I think this is Calisto. I'm going to check, it'll be in the description box below. I really can't talk today. I've spent a lot of time this morning like cleaning the house and a lot of alone time, so I've not really spoken yet today. So I've forgotten how. I apologise for me fumbling and through all of this. So yep, coming in with that glitter again. I want to get a decent coverage near the cuticle area and then pull that down. But it doesn't need to be perfect, so I'm then going to come in with some of that chunkier glitter. Again, I'm using a wet brush, not using a bead of acrylic or anything, just a wet brush to pick that up and then dab on a few of those chunkier pieces on there. And then I'm going to leave that to set. Then on to the next nail, and this one I want a full black nail. So I'm using a little more black acrylic because I want to create the shape and structure of the nail with this. And this is a strength powder, so I can do that, so I don't need to then cap this nail. So I'm going to use that black acrylic to create the full nail, making sure I'm getting that nice. Oh my god, my mind has gone entirely blank. I'm talking along and it's like, I want to get that nice shape and structure to the nail. I honestly, what is happening to me today? Yeah, so just making sure that that is all correct, because then all I need to do is just file it in. And again, I'm going to do as much as I can with my brush while the acrylic is wet, so that then when it comes to filing, it's just a finishing file. Most of it's been done with the brush. Now onto the thumb. My camera was set up way too close to this, so I'm really sorry, it's a bit blurry. I did almost cut it out, but then I thought, no, we'll just leave it in. So I'm going to come in with Birthday Suit at the cuticle area and blend down, and then I'm going to use that Shooting Star glitter from the tip and blend up. So just really simple glitter ombre here. Making sure I've got a nice amount of coverage on the bulk of the nail, and then I can use a small bead of clear acrylic to pick up that glitter, place it on the centre, and then blend it back. And then I go back to the beginning and I cap all the nails. So I pick up a bead of that clear acrylic, and then I'm going to place that on the pinky finger. And again, this is where I start thinking about that shape and structure of the nail. When you're working with glitter as well, you want to make sure every piece of glitter goes nice and matte, because then you know you've capped it. If there's any bits really still sparkly and shiny through, just make sure you've definitely capped them. Don't worry, it will go shiny again. The amount of times my clients look so panicked when I do this bit. But yep, it goes shiny again, don't worry. But you want to make sure it all goes matte, so that you know that it's all covered with that acrylic and you're not going to be cutting into it with the file. So I'm going to do that with all of the nails apart from that solid black one. Oh, but before I do that, I need to do my French. So that's had time to set. So I'm using a 100 grit file. I haven't filed the edges of this, so these are still really super sharp. And this is, I'm just going to use that on the smile line. As you can see, I'm getting in there, making sure there's a nice crisp wall, so that then when I put that black acrylic up against it, it's going to create a really nice crisp line. So making sure that it's nice and like straight, it's not a slightly sloping line or anything like that, because then you can get like a blended, it looks a bit faded out, the smile line. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? So you want the two colours to go up against each other, like as if they're coming off the nail at a 90-degree angle. So I'm then going to use that black acrylic on the tip. Again, it's a strength powder, so I can just pop that on the tip. I'm going to blend it up both wings and then pat and tap forward until I'm happy with that. With smile lines, I pretty much always have to come in with an E-file, just because I always seem to make the actual smile line area a little thicker than it needs to be, but I quite like having that little bit of extra product to play with. So yeah, so I'm just gonna make sure that that black goes right up into the corners of those smile lines and everything, and then I'm going to finish by capping the rest of this set. So going to be going through with clear acrylic, popping it on the glitter nail and then on the thumb, again making sure I'm really getting that nice structure and shape, adding a little bit more if I need to, because at the end of the day I don't want to spend loads of time filing. That's where I have most of my issues with my hands, so I want to be able to just file this set in really easily. I come in with that French. I come in first with an E-file, and then I'm going to come in with my hand file. And as you can see, I mean, obviously I'm not going this fast in real life, but I'm pretty quick. I can file in a set pretty quickly because I make sure I've done so much with the brush. I'm then going to use my top coat and pop top coat on all of these nails, because I'm going to do some sand or textured design on the index finger. So just popping that on all of the nails, and I'm going to pop these in the lamp for 60 seconds to cure. As you can see, that French. Is a really nice crisp French, nice deep French line there as well. And I love that moment when you put the top coat on. The top coat on, because straight away that glitter just pops. So yep, so I'm going to pop the top coat on, pop it in the lamp, and then should come out and we can do the nail art bit. And once we're out the lamp, I'm going to come in. I'm using my CJP brush, line it fine, line it fine, find that fine, something along those lines. And I'm just going to do swirls. I never really have much of a plan. I just create teardrop swirls. I'm using a black gel on a black nail, so it is pretty hard to see what I'm doing. Sorry guys. I'm working on some videos in the background, so I'm going to be using like really contrasting colours. It can be quite difficult to work with as well when you're actually doing it, and the camera just kept focusing in on my lovely dry, very tired hands. Sorry. As always, my hands look like pap. I've got 2 horses. It's been a long winter, I feel, and it's still so cold. It's so cold out there. And my hands just look dry and hammered and quite sad for themselves. But the main thing is my clients have beautiful hands and fingers, isn't it? And the main thing is they've got beautiful nails. So I'm just creating this design, and then when I'm happy with that design, before I cure it, I'm going to get some of that, again, I think it's Calisto glitter. No, Andromeda's got more black in it, it's Calisto. So I'm just going to get that, just use a cuticle pusher or a nail pop that you put acrylic on, or gel polish, sprinkle it on, and then I just tap that. It looks like I'm really tapping at her finger quite hard there, but I'm not. I just tap. Then once it's cured for 60 seconds, I get my little dusty brush and I dust off the excess glitter. And then we come in with the cuticle oil because we're done. And there we have it. She wanted a black and gold, and I think I hit the brief. So let me know what you think about this set in the description. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll try not to be MIA again for as long, and I will see you all soon. Bye.